Hi, I'm Mike Peterson from Brown Harris Stevens. The Hamptons runs on relationships, and over the years, I've built a network of top-tier professionals who operate at the highest level. Mic Hamptons is your access point to that world, the people, the insights, and the opportunities behind it all. Hi, my name is Mike Peterson, and I want to welcome you to another episode of the Mic Hamptons podcast, powered by the Hamptons Networking Group. HNGLI.com is our website. HNG is a group of about 30 folks that are all service providers to some measure or another. We've got attorneys, builders, variety of contractors. We work together, we network, we help each other out, and we push business where we can to each other. I'm very proud to be the president of it and founder. And today I'm very excited to bring on board Andriy Pozdnikov, who is with Hygienic Cleaning. So it's Hygienic Cleaning and Restoration, is that right?
That's it.
All right. And your brother is part of the business as well, right?
Correct. So we do have another division. It's carpet cleaning, carpet tile and upholstery, and he runs that division solely.
Great. Okay. So you're relatively new to the group, which is great. And what I think for me, what is really exciting is that, and I mean, this is heartfelt. Like, you came into the group 3 or 4 months ago. We had the world's worst winter out here, and
We did.
I've been here for 25 years, whatever. And so pipes bursting and issues and floodings and this and that. And so you probably are still busy from all that.
That's right. Still catching up. Almost there.
So I guess it's good for your business, but bad for the homeowner, and I get that. But things happen. But I guess my point in all of it is that from day one, you just impressed the hell out of me. Part of my French is that you can't do everything, and so you need to bring in a licensed electrician or a master plumber or what have you to help put these houses back together. And I think, at least 10 or 15 people in the group have benefited from your referrals. So maybe talk to that just a second.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really big help having those type of people available that I can trust upon. They've been vetted, so I can trust on them, and I don't have to be there. I set them up, I can leave. I don't have to watch. I can focus on my other job, right? So that trust aspect went a really long way for me, where, hey, I send Jason from our group, the electrician, to a job site. This is what needs to be done. He calls me at the end of the day, Andriy, it's taken care of. You can close up, you can do the next steps. Same thing with the plumber. It's just, the plumber was, he had 2 crews running just for me during this time because there was a lot of emergencies. Some of the jobs are still running. So I need to get to it really quickly. So the benefit of the group is also that he realized that, hey, this is what I do for a living. I'm a restoration company, the plumber. And he's like, I'm going to set up an extra crew just to be on call for you to respond to the emergencies. So he responded to every single emergency and made me look like a rock star in the end in front of the homeowner.
So I kind of know a bit of this, but a little further detail and for the audience. So I guess maybe we go in the Wayback Machine. You're from Ukraine.
Yes, born and raised.
You're on your way to being a professional soccer player? Or
a semi-professional, yep, until I ripped my Achilles tendon. So that went down south from there. So
came to the United States, not speaking much English at all, my guess.
A few words, that's it,
I know Chris Beninati went to high school with you and speaks very highly of you, and so and I get it now. So then you studied engineering, is that right?
No, I actually started law, international law.
Oh, okay,
like international law and business. Like there was just a crossover between that. I figured, hey, I know other languages. Why not do something with internationally, right? So and that's what I studied.
Okay, but for some reason, I was speaking to Rich Cave before, and he said that they mentioned something about engineering. I guess I'm wrong. Okay, well, there we go. Then you then okay, then we're going from international law to restoration. I, as I recall, you were working out at a gym.
Yeah, so going way back, I was just working out in the gym, and then I started working at the gym as a trainer. So when I was doing late sessions, right, and then I always saw a cleaning company come and clean while I was there. And the way they were doing it, it wasn't really up to my liking, and I was just like, suspicious of, hey, is everything getting done? Germs obviously being in the gym. So I went up to, the owner of the gym at that time. It was a Planet Fitness. And I said, hey, give me a shot with this location. Give me a shot to clean this. I'll clean this every night. And he said, yeah. So he gave me a shot. He was very surprised at what I was able to accomplish and how clean it was. He started getting compliments from members. And then before you know it, I had 8 of his locations. So, and that's how like the Hygienic was born.
Okay. And then what, I guess you started to see opportunities, but how would you then, it's still a bit of a leap of faith to go from, a cleaning service to restoration.
Yeah, so then it turned into a carpet cleaning division because cleaning goes with a carpet cleaning and tile and upholstery, right?
Yeah.
And then that division, because of the machinery, you can suck up water, turned into restoration.
Got it.
So it was just a transition from cleaning to carpet cleaning to restoration.
Okay. So back to H&G in our group, there have been a couple of sounds like pretty hairy situations that you've been dealing with. But I have no hair. The over the last couple of months, I think you talked about just like mold growing in ways that I never knew that it could. Maybe if you could kind of enlighten this audience, what happens and maybe ways to avoid it.
Yeah, so the key for mold growth is for not to have it as rapidly is moisture. Moisture is the key, right? So some of these houses that were flooded, people waited too long to start mitigating them. And before you know it, under the right conditions, mold can grow within 48 hours. And then it starts spreading like wildfire once it starts growing under the right conditions. So that's the key, is to jump onto something and take care of it right away. Some people call me with a small leak. They said, oh, I can just shop vac it myself. And then a couple months later, they call me because they're having mold issue. So it's, when you have any moisture, call a professional, get that mitigated, dry it out properly so you can avoid all that.
So one thing as a realtor,
Yeah.
I'm always in. I sell a lot of fixer-uppers, and I had a client who was so afraid of mold. She was so crazed about it, but it took me a while to really, I don't pretend to know everything, but I learn every week, especially from this group. Every week I learn from this group, and mold is really, it's important and it's serious, but it all can be addressed, and that's what you do.
It can all be addressed, right? The way the protocol works in New York State, you bring in a certified hygienist, they can test for it. And then that report comes back to me. I know the levels of mold, how high the spores are, where it's spreading, and that's when I can come in and remediate it all. But it could be remediated, all mold issues could be remediated.
Yeah. So that's the important thing is all mold issues can be remediated.
Absolutely.
Right? So it's funny. Again, back to like selling fixer-uppers and working. Joe Rafis, who's in the group, does he's a builder, and he will, he constantly will say, like, you look at a house and be like, oh my God, this is a mess. And he'll just say, Mike, the uglier the better, because ugly can be fixed.
Absolutely.
Mold can be fixed.
Absolutely.
Right. And a lot of people don't know that. People are so afraid of it. I was like, it's really, you can remediate mold. And that was a big learning curve for me, which I was excited, to learn about. Then can you maybe touch a little further, like, again, just in the spirit of the way that H&G works together. So you brought on a variety of different people into a variety of different, projects. Maybe just talk a little bit more about, what we do as a group together to help each other out.
Yeah, so as a group, we refer each other, and we build on that trust, right? So once you refer somebody, I refer somebody outside to my clients, right, without just my projects. A client asked me for an electrician, right? Jason responded right away. He went over there right away. In the end, I'm a rock star. I look great.
Sure.
Now she's calling me for, she wants to do more work with me, right? So the members in a group make me look really good, which leads to extra work coming in. So it's just the response time, the professionalism. It's been outstanding.
Yeah, I'm needless to say, I'm pleased as punch. So there are a lot of firms out in the Hamptons that do restoration. I see trucks everywhere, especially this season with what we've gone through. What makes Hygienic different?
A few things. I'm actually, I might look like this, but I carry spare clothes in a truck, actual work clothes with boots. I go in there, I change, and I'm on every job with my guys. I like to see what's going on. I like to have my eyes on it. This way I can speak to the insurance adjuster properly. I run the insurance part of it, right? I help with adjusters, the meetings, explaining the situation, help the client to make sure they get reimbursed. Also, we keep our equipment an extra day. So insurance usually pays for up to 3 days of drying time. I always keep it for 4 days, always. I don't get paid for it. I still monitor the equipment, but it gives me a peace of mind, excuse me, knowing that, hey, this is done properly. It's dried out properly. I didn't remove equipment prematurely. On mold jobs, I always keep air scrubbers to clean the air an extra day as well. It just kind of ensures that, hey, things are done properly. I communicate with the homeowners directly. It's not just my office. It's me, the business owner, right? There in their face. I'm meeting them, and I'm explaining them, and I'm guiding them through the whole process. So really, really involved.
So this is flood, fire, I guess, storm damage.
Yep.
Could be just about anything. Maybe if you could this is a chance to kind of tell who you are, like, the great variety of work that you do. So could you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, so the biggest part of it is water damages, right? When somebody, experiences, they call, they're usually in a panic, they're either crying or I just lost everything, and water damages being the biggest part of it all. Then there's a lot of mold calls. We build a really great reputation on remediating properly and then always passing the test after. So after a mold job is done, usually a hygienist comes back to the job site. He takes air samples and to get a clearance report, and they get sent to the homeowner to make sure that I did my job right. So it's always a third party involved, right? So there's mold, fire, puffbacks, very common out here, especially with the oil burners. Once it malfunctions, it takes 30 seconds and the whole house is full with soot. So puffbacks, fire, and storm damage, like you mentioned, a tree in a house. I'm dealing with one right now. So that, kind of all of the emergency aspects of this, business.
Crazy. So, and how many years have you guys been doing this now?
15.
It's amazing. I see your trucks kind of everywhere now that I've gotten to know you.
Yeah.
This morning we had our weekly meeting and we were all talking about different things. And you brought up referral sources, and you touched on something that's really actually you don't know this. You asked about elder care.
Yeah.
So my wife owns a home care agency, and so she's very engaged with elder care attorneys and for her company. So I'm happy to get you introduced to them. But
Appreciate it.
you told a story about the elder care today, which I think please, I would like for you to just repeat that for this audience.
Yeah, so I was referred to by an elderly a law group that works with the elderly, and I was referred to this job site. So what happened there was a homeowner, older homeowner was living there, and then she got rushed to the hospital.
Mm.
Then the state stayed really long at the hospital. You know, they couldn't fix the issue, and unfortunately, she passed away. The house for that time period stayed unattended. Obviously, she was, you know, in the hospital this whole time. And once the family got to the house and stuff, and they saw all the damages, because the burner went off, and every single pipe burst in the house. It's multiple breaks. It created a full-on disaster of pretty much 70% of the house being gutted. Yeah,
Was it all down in the basement, or?
it started in the second floor. So it went down through the first floor and into the basement. So it's all the contents and this and that. So I am meeting one of the kids to come out this weekend, actually, and I'm gonna suit her up. She wants to just take a look at everything as a kind of like let go of it all, because there's a lot of memories there,
Sure.
but it's all damaged severely with mold and water. It's just non-savable. But just to give her that peace of mind,
Sure.
I'm going to be there with her, and I'm going to suit her up to make sure she's safe to enter the house, and she can do her, you know, maybe take pictures or whatever. And
Shame.
if we can save something, whatever she chooses to save, we'll try our best to definitely reverse the damages.
Oh my God, years of photographs, furniture, clothing, it's all gone. That's crazy. Do you also I guess I never really thought about this before. I just think in terms of, you know, the way that I'd like to network and help people out. Fire departments.
Fire departments is a great source. Great source because typically the homeowner trusts them automatically, right? So there's that trust factor. They show up, they take care of it. In the end, the homeowner's in disrepair, right? Like they need all this help, and the fire department could, like the chief or the higher up, could, you know, recommend somebody. I do work with a couple, but a lot of restoration companies in the fire departments and all of this, and you know, but fire department is a great source of referral. Absolutely.
Stands to reason. Yeah, it's you're dealing with the worst situation possible. I always try to encourage people to get water sensors on the floor of their basement. You know, it's just easy stuff that you can do, and
Absolutely.
it's just there are certain things that can just, you know, no offense, prevent people from having to hire you.
No, absolutely. And there's automatic shut-off systems. I do encourage everybody to do it after they have a flood, especially if they experience something. Hey, so this doesn't happen again. Let's get you a system installed. And if you're smart about it, if you call your insurance and after you experience the flood and say, hey, like I don't want this to happen ever again, this and that, insurance will help you to install this system. They will finance it, most of it. And you know, those systems can be a little pricey, the good ones, but they do work. They automatic shutoffs.
Oh, 1000%. Last year, it's so silly, but we had a woodpecker inside of our house, and um, I, I don't know, somehow it just kind of would be there when we weren't there, so it went unnoticed for a really long time. And next thing you know, we look up and there's a woodpecker hole, and they had a baby in the nest in the side of my house.
Oh,
So
wow.
my wife's brilliant idea was to, you know, oh, it was so cute, and so talked me into it. So we let him stay for the winter. Figured, you know, I'll take care of it in the spring.
Did you
Of
charge
course,
rent?
well, we had a couple of pretty bad storms, and all of a sudden water was able to find its way in through the hole and cause, you know, some
Damages.
damages down all the way down to my kitchen. I was like, really? So I'm trying to be nice. But
Yeah. Well, your wife was happy, right?
yeah, until that bill came,
Until, yeah, okay. It changed everything.
which is, you know, it's part of the gig. So we've touched on a lot of subjects, but is there anything else we should know, like what other services you provide, or tidbits of information? Again, like we talked about, um, you sensors that could be installed, but anything else that you can kind of enlighten, folks on?
Well, the other service that we do provide is carpet cleaning, carpet tile and upholstery. You know, it's something that could actually prolong the life of your carpets by years. Because no matter how much you vacuum the carpet, you'll never be able to get all the soils from underneath up. with our equipment, state-of-the-art equipment. I'm proud to say that. We waited many years to get that.
You have like some
that
crazy custom built.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's top of the line, and it really does the job. So upholstery, everything, it comes out perfect. And my brother being involved on the machine with my uncle actually. So family, they just been the technicians since the machine arrived, and it's they just do a fantastic job.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Is that the same? Is that also called Hygienic?
It is. Just Hygienic has a couple of different divisions. We do cleaning as well as part of the name, Hygienic Cleaning and Restoration. So we do have many offices. We have contracts with normal cleaners and cleaning offices and buildings and police departments and hospital buildings. We do a lot of those.
And you, so you're based in Quogue, but you kind of cover all of the Hamptons,
Yeah. We go everywhere. So we're in Quogue. I waited for the location for a couple of years. Actually, I knew somebody was moving out. It's hard to find at that time a good location where it's not too far from the highway, so we can hop on the highway and go either east or west and still be somewhat at the same time response time. It's crucial to a water damage call, right? To respond within an hour and a half or so.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're 24/7, phones
24/7.
ringing.
Yep.
I'm sure you prefer not to at 2 in the morning on a Saturday night, but
It rings to me as well. It rings to 4 different people at the same time, so somebody's picking up.
that's awesome.
And one of them is me and my brother, office, so it rings everywhere. So somebody's picking up.
I know, so John Benzie at Carpet One in Southampton, they've been using you forever.
Yeah. Really long time.
But they've been in business forever. Super reputable group, also in H&G. But he was the one that was a champion, like, oh, we got to get this guy Andriy in the group. And he's just, those guys are the tier one. So you come in, you do you find, I'm sure you're a great referral source for him, because
Yeah.
at the end of the day,
Everybody needs floor.
the floor gets messed up.
Yep.
You come in, you dry it out and make it livable, and then an expert's got to do the install.
They're in about 6 projects with mine right now.
That's great.
Active projects. So they're doing sourcing floors, installing. Just one yesterday came up. I called him right away. He's on it right away. So we have that relationship where it's like, hey, here are here's the address, figure it out, get it installed, call me after so I can finish it off and, hand over the keys to the homeowner. So it's just been great.
I'll let him slide for not making it to the meeting this morning.
Yeah, seriously. After all the nice things I just said about him.
But that's part of, like, at the end of the day, we all have businesses to run, but it's but we do make this effort to be together once a week to all, we all learn from each other, which is great. And teach if there's rule changes or just and just a simple heads up of what could be preventative, what could be help save the value of your house.
Yeah, and I honestly I love coming to the meetings. I do enjoy it.
Yeah,
Like I enjoy the meeting. I enjoy the whole how you have it set up, and we have a little bit of networking and chatting and before. I love the entire setup and how it is. I like I schedule. I have a newborn, and I schedule around that. I make sure he's taken care of to come to the meetings because I do enjoy them. They're really worth coming. So
I'm not sure your wife would be that happy about that. And so Rick McMaster was recently on. We were talking about the McMaster gong. So
Okay.
nobody don't really have to use it anymore, but
all right.
it's still
there.
And always will be. So thank you for coming in today. So I guess as we
pleasure.
wrap this up, I would love for you to just tell the audience, how to get in touch with you if you ever have a problem situation.
Yeah. Andriy Pozdnikov, Hygienic Cleaning and Restoration. You can call us at 631-676-1990. You can look us up at hygienicrestoration247.com. We always answer. We're 24/7, and when disaster strikes, we strike back.
Everybody in H&G has a tagline. That's a good one.
I love my tagline.
Yeah, mine's a little too simple. I know a guy, but I think it holds true. So thank you for tuning into this week's episode of Mic Hamptons. Thank you again, coming in
Thank you for
today.
having me.
Oh my God, it's a pleasure. And if you ever need anything in the Hamptons, I know a guy. We'll see you next time. Hey, this is Michael. Thanks for listening to Mic Hamptons, powered by the Hamptons Networking Group, where the right people make the right things happen. If you're planning anything in the Hamptons, buying, selling, building, hosting, or investing, don't do it alone. Tap into our network of vetted, top-tier service providers who get things done at the highest level. And if real estate is part of your plan, I bring deep knowledge, strong network, and a track record of getting deals done the right way. Reach out anytime. We'll see you on the next one. You can call, text, or DM me right now, or visit my website to get connected. I work with a tight network, and the best deals go to the people who move first. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you on the next deal. Keep making moves.